Welcome back, everybody, here to Scott High School in Danville, West Virginia, as we are set for our final game of the day between Danville and Gilbert. This is the A-team bracket and a quarterfinal matchup to see who moves on to the semifinals against Tug Valley next week. His kick is in the air, knocked down by Tyler Belcher, trying to still get the handle on it, and does so at about the 25. Brings it near side, trying to outrun some defenders. Finally does. Now cuts upfield. The 40, 45. And out to midfield and just past it goes Tyler Belcher. So a great return by him. Again, we just saw his brother Riker Belcher with a great game in the C-team contest with a couple of touchdowns himself. And Tyler Belcher comes out with a great return to get this game started. Again, we've seen Gilbert fall to Chapmanville in the B-team contest earlier today, 20-6. Then lost to the C-team from Danville, 32-0. Now trying to prevent themselves from being completely eliminated here in this final contest of the day as they'll give it off to White. Riston White coming near side, lowers his shoulders, and he'll have a good pickup inside the 40 for a first down at the 37. Again, the 2-seed Tug Valley winning a thriller last night, 26-22 over Chapmanville, as they just narrowly avoided that upset. And so the winner of this will take on that 2-seed Tug Valley next week. Again, Mingo Central, the overwhelming favorites on the A-team side. They've not lost a game in nearly 3 years now. It'll be a quarterback keeper going near side. Nathan Brenniger gets himself down inside the 30, inside the 25, and pushed out at about the 24-yard line. So good run by Brenniger on first to get the first down. And thus far, Danville just marching downfield here on these first couple of plays. Again, the rain has started to let up a little bit. Again, we've got more rolling in. So they're trying to beat some of the weather that's coming from Kentucky at the moment. Belcher will give it off to White. He bulls his way forward down inside the 20, and right now it's just line up and knock somebody's teeth out for the Danville offensive line as they're winning pretty prohibitively on the first few plays of this game. We'll have a 2nd and 5 from the 19-yard line. Belcher will come to the line of scrimmage. Tightly stacked formation here for Danville. There's some White in motion. Belcher keeps it, gets around the left end, trying to get to the corner. He'll outrace everyone there, and Tyler Belcher into the end zone. And a quick strike for the Danville A-team as they go out in front 6-0, just a minute 34 into the game. So not quite as quick as the C-team was. Again, they scored on their first play from scrimmage just 15 seconds in. But 94 seconds into this game, and Danville has a 6-0 lead as they prepare to go for two. Again, heavy formation over to the right side here as Luke Halley, he'll keep it, bust up the middle, and he's into the end zone. 2-point conversion's good, and Danville races out to a quick 8-0 lead. We'll step aside and be back after this as you're watching Youth League football action with us right here on Video Productions. 8-0, Danville leads it right out of the chute here in this A-team contest. That's touchdown run by Tyler Belcher. And then the 2-point conversion tacked on right after that. On the run by Halley. This will be kicked down to about the 39-yard line, fielded by Gilbert. They bring it out across the 35, the 50, and nice return here by the Pride. Again, we don't have a lineup for the Gilbert A team, and they've requested one from the press box, but I don't know if we'll get one or not in this contest. So, we apologize for any of our Gilbert fans out there watching. Again, we just don't have the numbers or the names to go along with them, so we'll try and do our best as the broadcast goes along here, unless we get a sheet from their coaches before then. But now we'll see how Gilbert responds, getting the ball for the first time. And after seeing Danville's offense on that first possession, again, they just marched down the field. It looks like Gilbert's offense is going to have to be equal to the task here today. So go out of the shotgun here on first down. It'll be a keeper over to the right side. Nice push inside the 45-yard line. Down to about the 43, as that'll be a pickup of 5. Close to 6 on that carry. That'll be second down. And called a long 4, short 5, whichever you prefer. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Gilbert gets the line of scrimmage here. Operate out of the shotgun again on 2nd and 5. It'll be a quarterback keeper off the right side. A little bit of a gap there as a good tackle to prevent the touchdown by Danville. But that might be enough for a first down, and it will be as they'll signal for the chains to move. So this would be big for Gilbert to try and respond in kind to the touchdown that Danville had. Because we saw in the last game, again, Danville scored quickly. Gilbert couldn't respond, and Danville just kept building on that lead as the game moved along. And if Gilbert can go down and score here, we might have ourselves a shootout in the rain for this final game today. Snap it back, coming near side with it. Nice pursuit by Danville this time, and they're going to wrap it up for maybe a short loss on the play as Jackson Smith able to come through and make the stop. They'll mark him down back at the 38-yard line, so a minimal loss on the play. That'll be a second and about 4 centimeters, or 10 yards and 4 centimeters for Gilbert. Again, this is a 3 versus 6 matchup. With Danville being the 3 seed, Gilbert the 6. Once again, Gilbert will operate out of the shotgun, and they've had 2 backs back there, both pretending like they're going to get the snap on most of these plays. This time they don't. They'll hand it off inside, and read perfectly by Danville as a late flag comes in. It's Walker Green and company there to make the stop. But let's see if maybe this is a face mask as well as Gilbert players down on the play. He rolls over and looks to be getting to his feet on his own, thankfully. But yes, we are seeing a face mask being called, and this is going to go against Danville. So we'll see if they say this is a 5 or 15-yarder. It looks like they've already marched off the penalty yardage, so it looks like they signaled it's a 5-yard penalty. So it won't be a first down, but it'll be second down. It looks like about 7 now for Gilbert. So they still attend to the player that was down. He was able to get up under his own power. But they continue to talk to him, try and make sure he's got all of his bearings about him as he heads back towards the sideline. So now they wind the clock as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. Second down and 7 for Gilbert after the face mask call against Danville. So it'll be a keeper off the right side. This time Danville ready for it as they're going to push him back. Maybe no gain on the play. A little bit of extra on that. Danville thought maybe they ripped that ball clean as Brenniger came out of there with it, but the officials had already blown their whistles several times. So no fumble on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Gilbert. And this is without a doubt 4-down territory at the 35-yard line. Danville already leading at 8-0. This is the first drive of the game for Gilbert. They'll run out of the shotgun yet again here. Danville showing pressure. It'll be an inside handoff out of it, and great tackle near side by White. Again, that was a great design by Gilbert, but White stayed disciplined. Waited and was able to take the legs out from the Gilbert running back. And it'll be 4th down and 8 as a loss of 1 officially on that play. Again, Gilbert too close to punt, too far to try anything else but to go for it here. This is already a big down in this first quarter as we close in on 2 minutes to play in it. And now we got movement all over the place here. And this is going to be a false start against the Pride. So that made a difficult situation even more so now. This will push Gilbert back to a 4th and 13 at the 41-yard line of Danville. Yeah, we've seen Gilbert run some different formations and interesting plays so far. Let's see if they've got something dialed up for a 4th and looks like now 14 officially. So go out of the shotgun once again. And we'll see if they put it in the air. Hasn't been a whole lot of passing today with the weather conditions being what they are. So roll to the far side looking for blocking. Brenniger stays in his lane, and he's able to wrap him up and bring him down shy of the first down by about 6 yards. And Danville will take over on downs with 1:23 to go here in the first quarter. So after a dominant drive to start the game by Danville, they get the ball back again here after holding Gilbert on downs, after starting with good field position across midfield. Got a first down, but couldn't do much else with it after that. Skyhawks come to the football here. Brenniger will operate out of the shotgun. Like we said, they show different quarterbacks, different backs, different formations of their own. Brenniger will keep it, now throws it, completes it to Belcher. Belcher across the 40, and he'll go down near the first down marker. So one of the few passes we've seen today in any of these games gets completed, and that'll be enough for a first down. And those are the safe ones to throw right there. Something short, intermediate, quick that can be caught. Again, something down the field right now is just going to be really difficult to hang on to just because of how wet the balls are, how wet the conditions have been. Again, it's died down quite a bit right now. But as we saw in the C-team game earlier, things died down and then halftime hit, and all of a sudden the weather hit again. Out of the shotgun, they'll hand it off to Belcher. Belcher gets to the left side, cuts inside, cuts outside, cuts back in again, and finally brought down from behind. Nifty moves there by Tyler Belcher down to the 49-yard line of Gilbert. It's a gain of 7 on the carry. It's under 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll see if Danville's able to get another play off or not here. line of scrimmage with 10 seconds on the game clock. Brenniger with 4 seconds, calling for the ball. They'll get it off. Brenniger will keep it. Coming near side with it, gets a block. It's White out there in front, and he gives him just enough space for Brenniger to get the first down and more, down to about the 42-yard line. So an 8-0 lead for Danville as we head to quarter number 2. We'll be back after this as you're watching Youth League playoff football action right here on Video Productions. First play of the second quarter, Danville with a first down. They'll hand it off to White right up the middle, and he'll pick up 4, close to 5 yards on the carry. As Danville leads at 8-0. Both teams with 1 possession in the first quarter. Danville went down and scored a touchdown. Gilbert got stopped on downs. And now Danville on the move again here. Couple of first downs already on this drive, and now Brenniger in the shotgun. Everyone stacked to the left side. Brenniger will take it that way. Cuts it inside. He's inside the 35, right near the first down, and he should have it, and he will. Right now, the Danville offense, it's almost been like a root canal for this Gilbert defense trying to get them stopped. Again, it's not been anything that's been immediate, but it's just been long, methodical, hurtful. So whatever you want to add to it. Halley will take the snap this time out of the shotgun. He finds a gap inside the 25-yard line, and he'll have it down close to the 23, so a gain of close to 8 on that carry for Luke Halley. But it's just been punishing mano-a-mano offense from the Hawks so far. It's just been lining up and running right at Gilbert. Thus far, the Pride haven't been able to find an answer on the defensive side. Now everybody's stacked to the right side here on 2nd and 3. They'll run it this way. There's a good defensive play by Gilbert as they break through and hold that to a short gain or no gain at all as White took the carry that time. And it'll be 3rd down and 3 here for Gilbert. Oh, and look at number 35 for Gilbert. Wow, that is a club he's got on his arm. And I tell you what, young man, if that's an injury, he's fighting through it out here. It shows what the playoffs mean to these kids. As Belcher will hand it off here on 3rd and 3. This could be close, but falling forward at the last minute goes Xander Kennedy. And that should be enough for another first down, and it is. So Danville continues to work the clock and ooze their way down the field right now. There's not been any huge play that's gotten them here. It's just been 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a pop. And now they are right on the cusp of the red zone here. 1st and 10, just outside the 20. So snap it back to Belcher. Belcher gets a gap opened up. He's to the 10, grabbed from behind and brought down there, and that was definitely a touchdown-saving tackle as Belcher, once he gets into open space like that with no one around him, you're just at his mercy to try and get him down with the agility that he has. It's first and goal for Danville. Brinegar will keep it this time. Plows into the line and pushes forward. Gets down close to the 5-yard line. Danville has had the ball this entire second quarter thus far. This drive over 5 minutes long, over 5.5 minutes long, going back to the first quarter. And you hear timeout being screamed by Gilbert along the far side, or actually Danville, it looks like. Well, now the official's going to turn, and it is Gilbert who signals for their first timeout with 4:10 to go in the first half. We'll be back after this as you're watching Youth League football action here on Video Productions. Second and goal for Danville out of the timeout. They'll hand it off. White, nice sidestep in the hole and a good tackle as well. Just getting a piece of his shoestrings to get him to the ground. And that's going to bring up third and goal now for Danville from about the 2. And Danville going no huddle here. They had a couple plays called, and now we're going to get, looks like maybe a flag come down. So that was a quick one. Okay, no, they maybe didn't have time to get everything spotted right. Now Danville's going to go back and huddle up a little bit. So I'm not sure what really the stoppage was. I don't know if the official had a chance to spot the ball or not. But Danville was ready to go with their next play call. Now they have to retreat as they come back to the line of scrimmage. On third and goal from the 3. Belcher under center. Gives it off to Kennedy. He pushes off the left side, and he's hit at the goal line and stopped there. Great play by the Gilbert defense. That looked like that was going to be a walk-in touchdown at first. And instead, it's going to be fourth and goal from the 1. Well, if I'm Danville right here, I'd probably just put Brinegar at quarterback and just let him push forward. Try and get him for the touchdown, but they're going to take time to talk about it here with exactly 3 minutes to go in the first half. We'll be back after this as you're watching Youth League football on Video Productions. $1,000 a game. On fourth and goal, they'll keep it up the middle. Belcher gets in easily, and touchdown for Danville. Again, they just lined up and had Belcher dive straight ahead, and he's in for his second touchdown of the game as the Hawks take a 14-0 lead here over the Pride. So again, this has been almost a carbon copy of the C-team game so far. But Danville getting out to that quick lead in that game against Gilbert and able to roll to a 32-0 win. Now Danville will go for two as Brinegar will take the snap, rolling near side, looking to throw. Instead, he'll take it himself, and he'll take it into the end zone. 2-point conversion good. And with 2:58 to play in the first half, it's now a 16-0 Danville lead. Back after this as you're watching Youth League football with us right here on Video Productions. Danville set to kick off after the 1-yard touchdown run by Belcher on 4th and goal. As this will be a high kick. Goes off the hand of a Gilbert Pride player and into the hands of Belcher. Who else? As he gets down to recover the kick. And Danville gets the ball right back. What a kick by Pierce Lambert that time. Got it high in the air to where it had to be caught. And as we said, with it raining all day, the balls in the field slippery, it's going to make much more difficult to come up with a catch. Danville forced Gilbert to make a play, and they couldn't come up with it. And now Danville gets it right back here with a chance to try and take a commanding 3-touchdown lead before halftime. As Brinegar will roll out to the far side, looking to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run. And wow, what a block on the backside, but that's going to be a penalty against White. As I think they're going to call that maybe a defenseless player. They started to eliminate some of those blindside blocks in recent years at every level, and I think that's probably what they'll get here, as he didn't hit him with a helmet or anything of that nature, but it is going to be a personal foul against White, as, again, just looked like the player was defenseless, didn't have his head around, and White just laid him out. So that'll wipe out the run by Brinegar. And it'll push Danville all the way back to their own 49-yard line as they wind the clock now. So Danville fans not happy about it, but that's typically been the call we've seen over the last several years on plays like that. Now Gilbert's going to have to make a substitution here. So wind the clock now, and it's 1st down and 18. They'll give it off to White. White comes near side with it, down to the 40. Stiff arms a man, carrying him with him. Now gets hit and goes down close to the 35-yard line. So he gets a lot of that yardage back that he was flagged for a moment ago. And that'll be a nice 15-yard pickup to make it 2nd and 3. So they essentially got right back to where they were a moment ago after the run by Brinegar. It'll be 2nd down and 3 as we had 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's White in at quarterback this time. He'll keep it himself. Coming near side. He's got the 1st down and more. Blocker out in front inside the 20, and he's finally brought down at about the 16-yard line. So, again, just everybody that lines up at running back and takes off with it, they've just been feasting here today behind that Danville offensive line. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. 1:47 to go. Again, this after a Danville touchdown and then recovering off the fumble on the kickoff return. Brenniger will hand it off to Belcher. He's got both touchdowns so far today. Could it be his third? Not quite, as he's slung to the ground along the 11-yard line for a pick of about 5. And now Danville is going to burn their second time out with 1:36 to go before halftime. Back after this as you're watching Youth League football on Video Productions. Second down and 5. Out of the timeout, Belcher at quarterback. He'll roll out near side. Looking to throw. Now get rid of his hit as he throws. And that ball just dangled in the air for quite a bit before finally hitting the turf as Belcher took a shot on that play from big number 35 of Gilbert. And again, as we said, we don't have a roster for Gilbert, unfortunately, so we apologize for not being able to call out some of the names on their side. Again, we had rosters for their B and C team, but we never quite got one for the A team. So we promise it's not us not wanting to call out some of these young men. We just never have received one. But now it's going to be third down and 5 for Danville. Again, there's only really been 1 or 2 plays that Gilbert has been able to stop Danville dead in their tracks whenever they've decided to run the football. Otherwise, it's been 4 or more yards almost every time they've tried to run. So White will be the man out of the shotgun. Here he comes near side, cuts back in as he's in, but there's a flag that comes out, and this touchdown could be coming back. And it will be a hold against Danville. So that'll take away the touchdown. We saw a touchdown call back in the C team game as well against Danville. Now it's going to set up a 3rd and long for the Hogs. They'll march this back to about the 20-yard line. And they can still get a first down at the 6. So they spotted officially at the 21. Now Danville's got 2 plays to try and get 15 yards. Brenniger and Belcher have both been the 2 they've gone to whenever they've needed a big play so far today. They'll have Brenniger in, takes the low snap, rolling out, looking, fires, hits Belcher. Belcher to the 15, the 10, the 5. He tries to slide his way in. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Danville. Just mentioned Brenniger and Belcher are the 2 they go to on big plays when they need them, and why not have both of them touch the football on that play on a 3rd and 15 that goes all the way to the house for a 26-yard touchdown pass. And right there, Belcher makes the grab, and let's take a look at that footwork along the sideline again, right at the 10. Right there you thought he's caught, but boop, gets by and able to get into the end zone. I don't know how you're able to tightrope. I fall just walking half the time anymore. So to be able to do that is something that's far beyond my pay grade, as Brenniger keeps it himself, and he'll go in, and a 2-point conversion good for Danville as they lead it now 24-0 with 1:15 to go before the half. Back after this as you're watching Youth League football on Video Productions. 7-yard gain officially down to the 43-yard line. So now that gives Gilbert reasons to try and do something before the half. Again, they desperately need to. They get the ball to start the third quarter, so a score here and the ball to start the third can maybe ignite them a little bit here at halftime, but they need something to go their way because right now it's been all Danville for nearly the first 16 minutes of this game. Now Gilbert comes out of the timeout, and that was the first pass of the game for the Pride as well. Now looks like pressure coming from Danville. They'll drop out of some of it, but under pressure again, and once again just has to get rid of it. And I don't know if the officials have blown this dead or not. Now they say incomplete pass with 42 seconds, and now a flag comes in. So could this potentially be intentional grounding? And that flag was thrown very late from the side judge. I don't know if Danville's coaches maybe were lobbying for it or not, trying to get an intentional grounding call, because I don't know if there was a running back or receiver in the area for Gilbert that time. The officials continue to confer about it. And that will be intentional grounding against Gilbert. So that's a loss of down as well against the Pride. So they'll lose 10 yards and they'll lose the down. So instead of 3rd and 3, it's now going to be 3rd and 13. And you can hear some of the Gilbert fans not too happy about it along the far side. Apparently in youth league football, it's just a 5-yard penalty instead of the 10 in college or pro. But the loss of down probably stings worse than anything after that. So it's 3rd and 8 with 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Gilbert will operate out of the shotgun. High snap this time, gets back under pressure, able to escape, now throws downfield, had a man out there momentarily, but incomplete. And now it's going to bring up 4th down and 8 as a couple of Hawks down toward midfield. Looks like one was holding his back a little bit. As he looks to get to his feet, that's Riston White. So he must have been clogged up over there where all the collisions took place. Apparently took a shot right in his back. See some of the Gilbert coaches helping, along with now the Danville coaches coming over and helping. White just trying to shake it off right now with 36 seconds to go before halftime. He's had a big first half here so far for Danville. So thankfully he appears to be all right as he comes back towards the sideline. Actually, excuse me, that is not White. That is 52 instead. That's Braden Cyrus, who is out there, one of the defensive linemen. But Cyrus appears to be walking okay under his own power towards the sideline. Now 4th down and 8. Gilbert, let's see if they elect to go for it here or not. If not, Danville can get the ball back with another chance before halftime. They'll take it from under center. Snap fumbled. Now tries to get rid of it and incomplete. And Danville takes over on downs as Walker Green broke through and helped disrupt that play from the outset. And with 32 seconds left, Danville has a chance to maybe go in and add one more touchdown before halftime. I think they still have a timeout remaining in their back pocket right now. They may have all of them. So operate out of the shotgun here on 1st down. Brenniger rolls, but a flag comes out as he'll just run out of bounds quickly. So this is usually a procedure penalty against the offense, or it could be encroachment on Gilbert. Let's see what we have. Normally this is something that's right around the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a false start against Danville. So that'll wipe out the play. It'll be 1st and 15 now for the Hawks. 27 seconds to go. Brenniger will come near side this time, looking deep, loading up to go deep, fires it downfield and incomplete as he was trying to find Belcher on the play. As those two hooked up earlier. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 15 with 19 seconds left before halftime. It's the rain. It looks as if it has stopped for the time being. But this has definitely been a fall day so far. Again, leaves everywhere, rain, wind. Cold has started to roll in. So anyone that was complaining about it not being fall quite yet outside, you definitely got your taste of it today. Comes to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 15. So give it off to White. White looking to throw now. He'll fire, but incomplete as Danville went into their bag of tricks. Came up empty. Good defense by Gilbert on the play as they read that well. Now a 3rd and 15 here for Danville. They're down to 14 seconds left here in the first half. But again, we've seen so many touchdowns come from long range in the closing seconds of halves. Just here in these playoffs alone. Again, one happened already today with the touchdown by Altizer for Chapmanville on the last play of the half from 50-plus yards out. Brenniger looked to try and set up a quick throw, got it disrupted, now gets it outside, but not a whole lot there on the play. As a short game for Jackson Smith. It's 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will expire the first half with Danville leading Gilbert 24-0. We'll step aside and be back after this for the start of the second half as you're watching Youth League football action right here on Video Productions. Getting ready for the start of the second half here from Scott High School. Chris Kidd with you. Butch Mounts, our engineer, godfather of video productions himself, on hand with us here today on this chilly afternoon from Danville, West Virginia, as we get our first taste of playoff football during this 2025 season. And thus far today, Gilbert has been on the tough end of some of these results. Again, losing to Chapmanville in the B team game, 30-16. Lost to Danville's C team, 32-0. And now down 24-0 to Danville's A team. Again, all these are quarterfinal matchups. So the semifinals will be set after today. And Danville trying to set up a date with Tug Valley next week in the semifinals of the A-team bracket. Again, Danville had a big come-from-behind win with their B team last night, 18-12 against Tug Valley. So trying to get all three Danville teams into the semifinals here today, as there was another tricky squib kick up the middle, and Gilbert just able to get on top of it in time before Danville closed in yet again. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Pride. They had some success on their last drive of the first half. Couldn't get anything out of it. Let's see if they were able to build on any of that going into halftime. But now trailing 24-0. Again, if they want any chance of trying to get back into this game, they need a score in a hurry here to try and put a little pressure on this Danville Hawk team that's been cruising so far today. Gilbert will operate out the shotgun as they have the entire game. So it'll be a run to the near side. Nice hole opened up that time as Brenniger comes up to help make the initial stop before several others come in, as White and others help make the tackle after a gain of about 5 on first down. So positive start for Gilbert to open up this third quarter. But trailing at 24-0, they've lost the ability to try and set the tone right now. They've just got to attack and attack quickly here in this second half. As they come to the line of scrimmage now. 2nd and 5. High snap, able to be gathered, coming over to the left side. Another good gap coming across midfield, diving forward, and that might be enough for a first down. Looks to be that it is. So that'll move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Pride at the Danville 47-yard line. Now got a shoe issue in the backfield as Gilbert player trying to get his shoe tied. I remember hearing a long diatribe a few weeks back about kids this age, and someone went on the air and basically gave an entire monologue about how they need to double knot their shoes. Quite angrily, too. I was like, I don't know what these kids did to you, but obviously he wasn't real happy about it. There's a short gain up the middle for about 1 yard down to the 46. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 9 here for Gilbert. It's nearly 2 minutes gone here in this third quarter. Take the handoff, looking to throw, sets up, going long down the near side, almost intercepted by Belcher, as he can't believe he didn't come up with that one, and normally that is one he'll get, but we talked about it, all the rain that's fallen here, and all the moisture still in the air, it makes any of those balls more than 5 yards downfield, a lot more difficult to handle. Again, I like the call there from Gilbert. Again, trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Down 24-0. Again, they know they've really got no choice but to gamble at the moment. Here on 3rd and 9, they'll run it to the high side. Nice gap inside the 35 to 30, and Belcher able to get a shoulder into him and get him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. There's the longest run of the game for Gilbert here today. And that'll give them another first down with 5:36 to go in the 3rd period. Now Gilbert gets the line of scrimmage quickly here. Be a run play out of the shotgun over to the left side, cutting back up, and another nice gainer as Gilbert started to find their offensive legs here on the opening drive of this 3rd quarter. That'll be a gain of close to 9 on that carry. So it'll be 2nd down. They'll call it 2. Looks like they're going to spot him just outside the 16-yard line. So about 1.5 yards officially here for Gilbert to try and pick up. So snap it back, coming towards us. Nice cut up field. That'll be a first down and more. Tough tackling here on the big man for Gilbert. And they finally get him down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal to go now for the Pride. They look for their first score of the game and try and find some life in this contest. But again, Danville's made them use nearly half the quarter of the clock here. So if nothing else for your Danville, you're happy to exchange time for some yards or forcing Gilbert to move the ball down slowly. Now here comes a rush to the left side. Danville showed a lot of pressure up front that time, and they break through for the first time this half and stop it for about a 2, close to 3-yard loss on that carry. And we saw Gilbert's C team go on nearly a 10-minute drive in their opening drive to start the 3rd quarter and into the 4th quarter, but could not get a score out of it. As Danville's defense in that game played bend but don't break on that drive, and that's kind of been the story of this drive so far. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10. Snap comes back, looking to throw under pressure over the middle. Pass is bobbled and caught inside the 5, about the 2-yard line. Now a flag comes in. This catch was made at about the 3. Yes, we could have some sort of interference here as that pass was thrown, or that flag was thrown in the secondary. It's the official pointing out everybody right now, it looks like. We haven't seen an official signal yet on either side, but now the official looking to go and talk towards the Gilbert sideline, so this may be against Danville. I'd say if it's against Danville, Gilbert might take the penalty if it's close to where the ball's spotted. That way they get the down over. Like we said, we haven't even seen official signal as to what the call was. It looks like they've called holding, but it would be against Danville. Well, now they signaled pass interference against Danville as the rain starts coming down again. So I'm assuming that it's going to be 2nd down now at about the 4. but I wouldn't take my advice on much. All right, so we're ready to go now as they spot it back at the 5. So Gilbert does accept the penalty. They get the down over. Second and goal from the 5 off the left side, pushing forward, rambling towards the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown for Gilbert. And that was an impressive drive by the Pride. Able to take the second half kickoff and go down and get their first score of the game with 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. But they've still got a lot of catch-up to do here. And it starts even with this. They need the 2-point conversions as well as the touchdowns, as Danville converted on all 3 of their 2-point conversion attempts in the first half. So again, Danville's able to make the stop here. They still lead it by 3 scores. This to try and cut it back to 2-score game. And flag comes down immediately. Looks like it's going to be against Gilbert. Pass going to be intercepted along the near side by Kennedy. And they'll blow it dead right there since there's no chance of a run back for 2 points the other way. But it looks as if this is going to be a procedure penalty against Gilbert, and it is. So that'll be declined. And the score stands at 24-6 in favor of Danville. We'll be back after this as you're watching Youth League playoff football right here on Video Productions. Onside kick is loose, and Gilbert looks like they got on top of it, and they did. Wow, what a swing this is now all of a sudden, as Gilbert able to score a touchdown on the opening drive of the third quarter. And now they get an onside kick back after Danville got one back in the first half that resulted in a score. And all of a sudden, Gilbert has a pulse again in this game. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of Danville with 3:09 to go. And that's huge, too, because, again, only 11 minutes remaining in this game. Danville could start to go to work on the clock if they had the ball, but now they steal a possession back. And if Gilbert can go in and score here before the end of the third quarter, now all of a sudden we've got a brand new type of game on our hands. As it'll be a snap back over to the left side. Not a whole lot of room to operate, as that'll be a gain of about 1. As we're down to 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. But again, Gilbert's got to start going in a hurry right now. It's only in the third quarter, but like we said, just 8-minute quarters altogether, so time get away from you fast in these 8-minute quarters. So snap it back, rush up the gut this time as Danville meets him in the hole. Still pushing, though. Good rugby scrum, as that'll be pushed forward down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. So that'll bring up 3rd down now for Gilbert. And as we said, every drive that Gilbert gets now for the rest of this game, it's got to end in points. It's got to end in the end zone somehow for them to have a chance at getting back into this. Quarterback keeper, but Danville able to stuff it right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3.5 here for the Pride. We're down to 1:39 and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. So we've seen Gilbert be able to convert on 3rd and 4th down on the last drive. Can they do so here? Snap it back, looking to throw, fires into the flat, completes it. That'll be a 1st down and more as Gilbert keeps the drive alive. And that'll be pushed down close to the 20-yard line. Man, you can see the excitement on that Gilbert sideline too, and in the stands trying to see their boys claw back into this game. So we're down to under a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter, and Gilbert keeps their hopes alive for the time being. They'll operate out of the shotgun again. Looking over the middle, firing deep. Could be dangerous. And boy, if it wasn't for the Gilbert receiver getting a hand on that ball, Belcher might have had that interception as he was reading that all the way. Came over and was camped out looking to make the grab. But big number 35 just getting a piece of it for Gilbert. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. As we said, throwing the ball downfield here today has just been a treacherous activity with the wind and the rain and all the bad weather in the area. On 2nd and 10, they'll rush it to the outside. Good tackle in the open field on the left side, as that's going to be a loss on the play of about 3, maybe 4. As tackle made on the play by Dakota Kennedy on the outside for the Hawks, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 14. So we're down to 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Gilbert won't get another play off, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. As Gilbert scores once, but they need 3 more to try and catch up to Danville as we head to the final 8 minutes. Back after this as you're watching Youth League football action here on Video Productions. Start of quarter number 4 here from Danville, West Virginia. This is the first round of the A bracket playoffs, and Danville has been in control for most of the day, but here in the second half, Gilbert trying to mount a rally as that pass completed. We're going to be short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th down and about 6 here for Gilbert, actually closer to 4th and 5. They need the 10-yard line to keep the drive going. But any stop right now by Danville could more or less put this game away. Again, Gilbert needs 3 touchdowns to try and even this thing up. And they've got just 7:15 to do it, but if Danville gets a stop right here, it's just going to take a colossal amount of turnovers for Gilbert to try and get back into this. They'll rush it off the left side. Danville swallows it up, and a great tackle on the outside. That might have been Kennedy again that got his hands on him. And that slams the door shut on that possible potential rally for Gilbert. So now if you're Danville, you just want to protect the football and try and go to work on this clock as much as you can. It's Butch Mounts doing his rain dance right now up here in the booth. We're both cold, we've both been wet because of the rain. The equipment survived, and so far we have too. As Belcher will bring it near side across the 30, breaks out of a tackle to the 40, to the 45, and he'll go down near midfield as Tyler Belcher continues his phenomenal afternoon. As he has 2 touchdown runs of his own. His brother Riker had a couple touchdown runs in the C-team game as well. That gives Danville some breathing room out of their own territory now. Danville comes to the line of scrimmage. They've got Brenniger in at quarterback. He'll take it to the outside, has some space. Down to the 40, the 35, to the 30, and he'll slide down there. Smart play by Brenniger. Stayed in bounds, keeps the clock moving as well. It's reminiscent of T. Higgins' play on Thursday night for the Bengals against the Steelers. But again, that's the sign of a heady football player too, knowing when to go down and start using the clock to your advantage. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Gilbert 30-yard line as we hit 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And it looks like we've got an equipment issue with the Gilbert player as one referee trying to help get his chin strap situated, and now I think he's good. Brenniger will take the snap, rolling near side, looks downfield, fires, his white bobbles and makes the grab inside the 20 as he'll have the first down. So even right there, again, that was about a 7 or 8 yard flip, and you can see how tough that ball is to hang on to right now. I'm actually surprised we haven't had more fumbles and turnovers here today in these 3 games. We've had a couple here and there, but not an excessive amount that you might think you would in these type of weather conditions. There's Kennedy getting his shoe tied as he now rejoins the offensive line. Brenniger will operate out of the shotgun again. He'll run to the short side, looking, fires downfield, has Belcher. He'll make the grab as he'll be brought down at about the 10-yard line. That'll be close to another first down as it keeps the clock moving with under 5 minutes to go now here in the fourth. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 now for the Hawks. Brenner lets a few extra seconds tick away as he'll take the snap, gives it off to Halley. Halley off the right end. He'll have the first down, and he'll be brought down at about the 5-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal to go for Danville. Boy, Kennedy's having a heck of a time with his shoes down there. About the 3rd or 4th time he's had to get those things tied. 2nd time on this possession. But now Danville trying to get back the touchdown that they surrendered earlier in this half. We're nearly midway through the fourth quarter. Brenner out of the shotgun, fires short side, completes it, and into the end zone goes Xander Kennedy. Touchdown Danville. And that right there is coffin nails here tonight, as Danville is on their way to the semifinals in the A-team bracket, where they're going to set up a big-time clash with Tug Valley next week to see who moves on to the finals. There's a 30-6 lead now for Danville as they'll go for 2 with 3:55 to go. Again, they're 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions here today. The C team was 4 for 4, so they converted their last 7 2-point conversions as Danville football collectively. Brenniger, jump pass into the end zone, and it's complete. He pulls the old TiVo play as he hits White to make it a 32-6 game. We'll step aside and be back after this as you're watching Danville Hawk Youth football action right here on Video Productions. (32-6), Danville leads it. There's another touchdown for the Hawks. Puts them back up by 4 scores as this one squibbed down along the left side. Whoa, big hit laid on there about the 42-yard line. And Gilbert will have possession here with 3:47 to play. And it's just a demoralizing feeling if you're Gilbert. Again, you got the touchdown, then you got the onside kick recovery, couldn't score, and then just like that, Danville goes right down the field and scores to more or less eliminate all the hard work you put in to try and get back into this game. But again, that's just how it goes whenever you got the athletes that Danville has and play as well as they've played here today, as they had to wait to get the kicking tee thrown off the field. So Gilbert could be looking at their final possession of the season here. They'd love to try and close it out on a positive note. Again, their B and C team got eliminated already today, and Brenniger trying to punch out the A team's lights right now as he comes up with a big sack off the blind side all the way back to the 36-yard line, as that'll be a loss of 6 on the play. And make it 2nd down and 16 with 3:25 to go. That time, I don't think Gilbert ever saw Brenniger, which is hard to believe with as big of a kid as he is and how athletic he is. But I don't think they ever saw him coming off the edge that time. Now 2nd down and 16 for the Pride. This will be a run off to the left side. Nice cut back into the middle to the 40 and brought down, dragged down at about the 43 by White. So good strong run there. Again, Gilbert would love to have some of the early part of this game back. They've been right there with Danville in this second half, but just never quite got their traction on offense in the first half, whereas Danville never really let off the gas pedal here today anytime they've had the football. Snap, drop, pick back up. So that'll be big pile on at about the 45-yard line for a gain of 1. And that'll make it 4th down and 7 now for Gilbert as we go under 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. As we say, Gilbert, their season will be over after today on A, B, and C team side. The B team lost to Chapmanville in our first game today, 20-6. C team fell to Danville 32-0, and right now the A team trailing 32-6 with under a minute and a half to go. Here on 4th down, they need the 48 of Danville to stay alive. This one gets away and falling on back inside the 35-yard line. As hit made that time by Cooper Simmons. And the Hawks will take over with 1:10 to play here in the 4th quarter. So Danville, see how aggressive they elect to be here. This 26-point lead in 1:10. Doesn't seem that Gilbert is in a situation where they would start using their timeouts. So again, if you're Danville, you've got the 4-touchdown lead. Biggest thing, I think, you just don't want to get anyone injured now. You've got the win in your back pocket. They'll pitch it back to White. He looks to throw, fires downfield. This one caught inside the 20 as Lambert pushes his way forward. And he'll have it at about the 17-yard line as we go into a minute to play. And again, the Hawks might want to be careful here. Like I said, all it takes is one twisted ankle or falling down the wrong way right here, and then you lose a key player for the semifinals, which is the last thing you hope for any of these teams. But if I was Danville, I'd probably just fall on the ball right here just to make sure everyone's protected for next week. But Belcher will roll out with it, looking downfield. He'll fire, and too high for White and incomplete with 27 seconds left. Yeah. Call it me just being a karma person. I said I don't know, things like that always kind of scare me, thinking they're going to come back and bite you somehow. Danville now will come back out with 27 seconds left. Again, just need to run off these final 27 seconds, and they'll move on to the semifinals. As Brenniger will be in the shotgun this time. As quick little flip to the near side. Halley wasn't really looking for it until the last second, and that'll be incomplete. So unless Danville's got a spread to cover here, they only got 23 seconds to run out. They keep putting the ball in the air right now. I know they want to work on some things maybe for next week, but like I said, I just feel like you're playing with fire. Like I said on that last play, if Halley would have tried to go in for that ball that was loose, got his arm caught in there. There's about 3 Gilbert players diving into that pile that could have potentially caused an injury. Halley will take the snap. He'll look to throw, fires deep downfield as a flag comes out. And that is incomplete. As that'll be a hold against Danville. And we'll see if Gilbert wants to accept that penalty or not. Yep, and even the official, I think, is getting annoyed with the Danville staff. He just told them, if you don't like it, stop passing it. So he decides to wind the clock and more or less take the chances away from Danville here as they'll just run out the clock. As Danville wasn't happy with the holding call, but instead it'll finally come to an end with Danville winning it 32-6 as all 3 Danville teams move on to the semifinals, both last night and here today. So again, we want to thank all of our sponsors helping us bring you the action today here on Video Productions. I want to thank Butch Mounts, the godfather of video productions, helping us bring you everything here today as well. And I'm Chris Kidd saying so long here from Scott High School in Danville, West Virginia, as you've been watching Youth League playoff football action right here on Video Productions.